The Grateful Dead channel now invites you to spend time with a man who spent more than 30 years as a member of the Grateful Dead family, Steve Parrish. The music, memories, and insights begin now with the Big Steve Hour on Sirius XM's Grateful Dead channel. And now, here's Big Steve Parrish.
Yes, that is right. Here I am, and there you are. And now we're together again, and I'm so happy because you guys are the greatest. I'm telling you, I just love what you write to me. I'm paying attention to everything you send me on the messages, and I just can't tell you, it's overwhelming what we've got going here, and we got to keep it going for the strength and the purity of life for all of us. You know, the music of the Grateful Dead is the heart and soul of this thing, and it's what we pay attention to every day in life. But, you know, today there's a quote in my head, and this comes from Shakespeare, you know, but to thine own self be true, and it shall follow as night the day that thou cannot then be false to anyone. I know it sounds corny, but that's all we need is to be truthful with each other, and it changes everything. You know, in the Grateful Dead, we had a little sign. We'd put our hand, we'd rub the chin if you were going to lie, because sometimes police were there, or we were getting questioned by people from hotel clerks and different things, and, you know, things happen on the road. And so we had a thing. We knew we never lied to each other on the crew, but if we did, we had a little signal and we could tell. And because, you know, in those days, we'd get in trouble on the road, and cops would take you in one room and somebody in the other room and say, what did he say? And between a few of us, we knew we weren't going to say anything about anybody else. There was nothing that wasn't true either, because that confuses things right away. And if you live by truth, it's just a great way to be. But I'm not here to tell you about anything silly like that. I'm here to talk about Grizzly Peak Studios, where we're coming to you from beautiful, gorgeous Northern California. And love is overflowing today. I can feel it coming out of everybody out there. And I know a lot of you got things on your mind that you want to talk about. So we're going to get to that right quick, because I want to talk to all of you out there. And it's just a place that we got to talk. You've always got a place to talk. So on all that, Colton, give me the first caller, please.
Absolutely. Looks like Nordy from Oregon.
Okay, Nordy.
Big Steve, how are you?
Good to hear your voice. How are you, Nordy?
Good to hear your voice. I'm well, man. We're having great weather up here in Oregon. How's yours down there?
Oh, it's a gorgeous day today. It's one of those days that just inspires you, you know. It's just fabulous. I was just out there working a little bit outside and loving it.
Yeah, so was I. I was pressure washing, actually, to get all the stuff off freaking Oregon.
Right? Spring cleaning, man. The spring cleaning, it's a beautiful thing, you know, especially if you have a little farm or whatever, just to see it come alive again. It's fun. Yeah. Absolutely. What's on your mind today?
Well, I called you a couple months ago and I asked you about your bird whistles and all the sounds, and you revealed that was you, which I was amazed by and super stoked. So the question kind of continues along those lines today. Starting in 85 and then continuing on for the next couple of years, the first part of the question was, what were all the hobby, and the kiss, like, stuff that was going on through all the different sounds? And then after that, what was the source of all the heavily distorted other ones, especially all the way through 1987?
Well, other ones, I'm not sure. What do you mean, distorted other ones? You mean distorted shows, or what? Like, what are you referring to?
The versions of the other ones that were completely distorted and different from all the other ones, especially during 87.
You're talking about a live performance of a song, the other one, you're saying, and it was distorted on the tapes you're listening to, or what?
No, just the way that it was performed. I don't.
You were there and you heard it performed. You were in the audience and you heard it performed, the other one, and it sounded distorted to you. Okay, well, there's a lot of things there, okay? The PA was where that was coming from. because if we'd have heard that on stage, we would have responded to it. If you're talking about vocals being,
it's not distortion like a bad sound. It was the way that they had changed the other one and the way that it sounded. It wasn't distorted. It was tweaked. It was different. And I just don't know if the band.
You're not really making yourself clear here. You're not making yourself clear because you're talking about the song itself was different, not the performance. Then, okay. I mean, I want to help you with this, but I'm not sure what you're referring to. So, every time they did a song,
battery low, please charge now.
Have to play it a little different. You have to come at it a little different. And Bobby, he would fool with that song, and it had a lot of space for him to play around with in there. So he could do the words different a little bit, and they would do that at times. And the spacing and the timing. If you're talking about the tempo of the song or something like that. The other thing you were mentioning was Mickey a lot of times. He would jump on, he would say something on a mic to tease Bobby during the drum solo or that type of thing. It would be a little bit of things that we could hear on stage through the monitors. And so sometimes it would just be to throw a little shade at each other. They would joke around like that. It's usually when they were in a good mood. If they were in a bad mood, they didn't say anything to each other.
Yeah.
But sometimes Mickey and Bobby would do that to each other. Mickey and Bobby had a little thing going for years where they would try to tease each other on stage, and Bobby would always have little wisecracks that we'd hear, and he'd say it was good. It was all fun and good stuff, never mean or hurtful, so.
No, I'm sure. It was just fun to hear that stuff. I didn't know if it was coming from the soundboard or if somebody who was on stage was doing it or what. So I was always curious because it was always interesting parts of all the shows I still listen to all the time. So very cool stuff.
Good. Well, good. Well, and keep enjoying it, man. And I like the way that you try to, dissect and get into everything. That's really cool. So call me back, and any question you got, I'll try to help you with. I think that what you're driving at there in the other ones is that, when you perform a song, you always have to keep it alive. And those guys were the experts, the Grateful Dead at that. They still are. You have to make a song a little different for you to do it all the time like that. Because they never wanted to play, lip sync version of a song, which is always supposed to be a perfect version. So there you go.
Certainly not. I just love those. I don't know if I'll just call them strange 1987 versions that I love so much. So,
I'm gonna have to go listen to those, man. I'll see if I can pick up on what you're reading there, but I don't remember exactly that. But I know a lot of times they would do it differently. That's a great song. I love that song. Okay.
Yeah, my favorite ever.
Thank you for calling, man. Have a great time. Enjoy life and stay safe, and I'll talk to you soon. All right. Yes. Okay. That's the beauty of music, man. It gives everybody a view of a many-faceted, different piece of art. There's nothing like that you can look at on every plane, every dimension. The way Deadheads love the music and are into it it's just a beautiful thing, to study art like this. And we're so lucky to have those really talented people that came through that scene playing music. So many great moments. Okay, let's have another great moment. Colton, give me another call, please.